Okay, this is take two. Hopefully, Facebook cooperates. This is Stephanie Lindloff from Our Natural Wisdom. It's so good to be here with you today. And this offering today on Facebook Live is about deepening your intuition through water wisdom. I'm so happy that you've joined us, whether you're here live or if you are seeing the recording. So, welcome, welcome. I am an intuitive life coach that works with women who are high achievers and highly sensitive and who are looking for a deeper personal fulfillment in their lives through connecting with their intuition. They're interested in reawakening their intuition that they just know they were born with. And we do this through connecting deeply with Mother Earth. So I've been led to do a three-part series on deepening your intuition through water wisdom. This is the second of three parts. Today we're going to be talking about the wisdom of rivers and streams. The first part was all about springs and headwaters, and that is available on my website. It's also available on Facebook, on my Facebook page at Our Natural Wisdom. And the next offering, the third and final part, is on the confluence. That will be in a couple of weeks on November 6th, same time at 10 a.m. Central, and I hope to see you there. You can get all the scoop on my Facebook page under the events section. So we're going to start out right now with a brief invocation just to ground ourselves and really prepare ourselves to receive the wisdom that rivers and streams have to provide us in this time. So I invite you to take some nice, deep, cleansing breaths. Really feel into your body. Know that you are in the perfect place right now. And your soul is so happy that you are here, welcoming the wisdom that you can receive through water, which is strongly connected with your intuition and with your soul and with Source, with Mother Earth. And as you breathe deeply, I want you to imagine all of the water that is flowing through your body in this moment. So much of our body is made up of water. It is absolutely essential to our well-being, to our health, to our nourishment, to all of our systems operating efficiently and effectively. And it provides us a connection with the water that is all around us in the world, the water that is flowing through rivers and streams. And know that you are always connected with the element of water because it is within you. And taking a nice deep cleansing breath, welcoming that flow of water wisdom throughout your body, emanating from your heart where your soul and intuition enters, rippling out, cascading out throughout your entire body, all the way up to your crown, all the way down to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. And just feeling how nourishing and bathing that is. Knowing that you are always connected with water and you're always connected with your soul and with Mother Earth. And we bring our hands to our hearts and welcome Mother Earth, welcome the element of water in this time and in this space. Giving so much gratitude to all that water and Mother Earth provide us, and knowing that our soul is just celebrating that we are taking the time to connect in this way. We bring our palms together in front of our hearts and bow to each other and bow to our soul, bow to Mother Earth, bow to the waters, the rivers and streams. And we begin with a namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And so in the first part, we talked about springs and headwaters. And springs are really the birthplace of, of waters that flow over the surface of the earth in so many respects. They're bubbling with knowledge, with bringing into form what is always present and under the surface. So there's a lot of expression coming through springs, and the just knowing that things are being born through springs. So we talked about that in the first part. Today we're going to be talking about rivers, which is just such a gorgeous metaphor for life, because if springs are the birth, then rivers are the life. They are just full of so much knowledge about our own lives and how our souls and our intuition speaks through us throughout our lives, on our path throughout our lives. Rivers show us that one of the most profound teachings that rivers provide is that our lives are not linear. And in fact, they are not meant to be linear. Our soul is always guiding us to our most effective and efficient path through our lives. And it is a journey, and that journey is not going to be a straight line, just as rivers are in their natural state never a straight line. The deepest part of a river is called the thread of the stream. And it has other names too, but I'm going to call it the thread of the stream. The deepest part is where there is the greatest flow, and it meanders throughout the course of the river. It shifts from side to side. It is not in the dead center of the river. So as it moves from back to forth, it is actually the most formative part of a river. And rivers teach us that we are meant to flow back and forth. We are meant to experience a journey that is nonlinear in our lives. This can be really challenging to embrace and to accept and to choose to work with in our lives, because our egos want to constrain us into linear thinking, logical steps, a very straight path. And rivers teach us over and over again that this is not our natural state. Our deepest part is where our soul and where our intuition is present, and that is where the most efficient path is for us, the most effortless path, the path that is not always as we would choose it to be, honestly. It is not the easiest path. Note that I am not saying it's the easiest path, because it's not. And you see this demonstrated through our beautiful rivers. When they flow from side to side, part of the formation of our rivers is that thread, that deepest part of the river, moves to the outer bank. It'll move to one side of the river channel. And over time, this is the part of the river that slowly will eat away at that stream bank. This is how rivers grow and form and move through the landscape, providing so much, just a riches of nutrients and structure and habitat and diversity and just so much life-affirming energy and form for all of life, all of the natural elements, from insects and algae to, grizzly bears. Rivers provide in their natural state just a huge wealth of nourishment for our living beings in this world. And that is why they are the lifeblood. They are the lifeblood of our natural world. And just as rivers and streams are the lifeblood of our natural world, our souls and our intuitive guidance, our personal guidance, is the lifeblood of our lives. And it is, our intuition is what will always bring us back to the path that we are meant to flow with, the path that will bring us most efficiently and most effectively through our journey of life. I have had the privilege of being around literally hundreds of rivers in my lifetime. My previous career was actually river restoration. So I feel like I have so much that I can talk about, and it's actually really interesting. I'm noticing within me right now that I want to share. I'm so thankful and feel so privileged to be calling on the intuitive wisdom that I was able to receive from rivers throughout my first career, because it was a traditional career, science, law, policy, technology, engineering, all of those things. Not a whole lot of room for expressing intuitive wisdom, and yet it just kept on coming. And rivers are one, I will credit them with a huge reason of why I chose to move into another career in my life, because they're such profound teachers of how we can find greater personal fulfillment, and that we can really acknowledge and embrace our life path and understand that it's not always going to be easy. And even though you want to stay in the flow, we're drawn to stay within that flow, that thread of the river channel that is our intuitive guidance. We want to stay there, but it is not going to be always easy. And one of the things that rivers have really taught me is that we have the ability to tap into a really fantastic source of discernment in our lives through embracing the wisdom of rivers. And this is so relevant today because of just the times that we are living in, the information that we are that is being presented to us that we may choose or not choose to hold, to take in, or we may choose to simply let it go. And when we move into the guided inner journey, I'm going to be really building in the concept of discernment and how the wisdom of water and how our intuition is connected with water so profoundly can be a great source of support for us in discerning what we are meant to take in, what will most serve us in the moment, and what we are meant to let go. I feel like one thing that is also really important to mention is that rivers, they will thrive in any condition. They will go through raging storms, and they will retain their structure. They will refine their structure. They will reestablish that thread, that deepest part of the channel. Sometimes that thread shifts, and this can happen during a storm, a big storm event. Sometimes that thread comes up against an immovable obstacle, like an enormous boulder or a huge amount of ledge that is in the middle of the landscape. And the river will find a way around it and will reestablish itself. This is just such a beautiful metaphor for how when we remain dedicated and committed to knowing we have that depth within us, our connection to our soul, our connection to source, however you choose to define it, that we can truly make it through anything. We can get through any obstacle, and we will come out stronger as a result. Rivers also experience times of great, calm, and where there's not a lot of flow. And that's like during a drought situation. And that's when all of the water goes into that depth, into that thread of the stream. And that is another time when we may not be feeling nourished outside of ourselves. And so we really need to be dedicated and remember to come back to our depth, to our thread that runs through ourselves. That is our intuition. That is our soul's guidance. I think that is a good place for us to transition into the guided inner journey. And there's just so much to say about this subject. I feel like I could do a whole series just on river wisdom. I hope that, and I believe, I just have a sense that all of you that are watching, whether you're live or watching the recording, you have experienced a connection with rivers and streams. And I encourage you to explore that for yourself, whether live with a river or a stream. That's beautiful when you can do it, or a visualization. Imagine yourself with a river or stream that has really made an impact on you, or maybe one that is purely of your imagination, because they are always ready to support you and provide you that guidance to come back to your thread, to come back to your depth, the connection to your intuition and to your soul's guidance. So this is just a taste of the wisdom that rivers can provide us. If you're interested in going deeper with this, I would love to talk with you one-on-one. I have a 2-session mini package that's called the Jumpstart package, and you can learn more about that at ournaturalwisdom.com/jumpstart. It's a perfect place to go to start if you're really interested in connecting more deeply with your intuition and identifying a place where you would like to take action in your life that is intuitively led, that you are yearning for a deeper sense of personal fulfillment. So again, it's ournaturalwisdom.com/jumpstart. And now we're going to move into our guided inner journey with the wisdom of rivers and streams. So much wisdom here. So I encourage you, I welcome you and invite you to take some more deep breaths. Maybe take a drink of water. If you have water nearby, I'm going to pause for a moment and drink myself. So reconnecting with that river that is flowing through you. You are the river, and the river is you. And that thread that runs through you, that depth, the connection to your soul and your intuition, it is always present. Always flowing. And I invite you to imagine yourself with a river. It may be one that you've visited in the past, that you know very well, or it may be one that is purely of your imagination. Both are just as effective. And really experience that energy that surrounds you. There's a lot of movement, but it's an energy that is, it's a higher vibration that is peaceful and connected. There's a sense of clarity. There's a sense of effortlessness. And you may actually feel your body starting to move from side to side as you experience that flow moving through your body. And you may be, however you're experiencing it, you might be sensing that you are the river. You might be floating down the river in a boat or just laying in the river. however you're experiencing it, really immerse your senses in it. Know that you are very safe. This can be just a beautiful, shallow, peaceful little creek, or it could be something else. Whatever it feels like to you is perfect, just where you're meant to be. And just experience how it feels to know that you are automatically, naturally, effortlessly in that thread, the place of depth, of energy, an effortless energy. There's no forcing. You really don't even have to do anything. You're just flowing along. And as you move from side to side in this river, notice how you are moving toward one side of the river, one stream bank, and then slowly moving towards the other side as you flow downstream. You're not flowing in a linear path, and that is perfect. To be linear, you would have to be efforting. And that's not what this is about. This is about being in that flowing space. And recognize as you're moving down this river where things are getting churned up on either side of you. You can look to the side or imagine in your mind how there's places where you are experiencing sand and gravel and maybe even larger rocks that are moving with the flow. They're getting churned up from the stream banks, from the bed of the stream. And they're getting kind of a little bit in the way in some cases. They're kind of, maybe bumping up against you. You can see how they're there and it's churning on either side. Not in a scary way, but just you can sense that it's churning. And you sense that it's definitely external to you. It is not a part of you. It is not within your thread. It is not within your depth. And notice how, as you are within your thread, within your depth, things just naturally fall away. They just naturally fall down to the stream bed. The river, your river, is discerning what is important and meant to be held on to, and what is meant to just let go and allow to fall away. Seeing how it's getting churned up, maybe feeling some like little sands kind of like tickling you, prickling at you maybe. Might feel a little good, might feel a little interesting, but after a while you're just like, no, this is just not meant for me. This is not meant for me to hold on to. And experience how your thread, the depth of your soul, your river, is allowing you, guiding you to just let that fall down to the stream bed. And know that as it falls down, It will serve a purpose somewhere else. Maybe it's just meant to be structure and acknowledged that it is there, that it has happened. Maybe something will grow on it and turn it into something really life-affirming. But you know what? That's not meant for you to even determine right now, because you're just allowing it to fall away. This is your discernment. Discerning what you are meant to hold on to, what nourishes you, what supports you in remaining in that thread of the channel, your depth, your soul's connection, your wisdom, remaining there as you move through this journey, this beautiful journey of life, this non-linear, gorgeous, natural journey of life. And as we take a nice deep breath in this peaceful space, so connected, I invite you to ask your soul, beautiful soul, what am I meant to let go? What am I meant to let go? And one more time, what am I meant to let go? And another question. Beautiful soul, what nourishes my thread, my depth? Beautiful soul, what nourishes my thread, the thread of my river, my depth? And one more time. Beautiful soul, what nourishes my thread of river, my depth? And one final question. Beautiful soul and beautiful river, how can I connect more deeply with your wisdom? Beautiful soul and beautiful river, how can I connect more deeply with your wisdom? One more time. Beautiful soul, beautiful river, how can I connect more deeply with your wisdom? And know that the answers will come. Your soul always speaks to you, even if you're not hearing them in this moment. They may come as symbols or sensations or words. However they come, I encourage you to capture this wisdom in your journal so that you can reflect on it in the future. There's always so much to learn. And I thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so glad that you're here, whether you're here live or watching the recording. Know that you are the river, and the river is you. And there is just a boundless amount of wisdom to be gained from connecting with water in all of its forms. And I encourage you to continue doing that for yourself. So just a reminder that the next part, part 3, is on the confluence, and that is going to have a really strong theme of connection and coming together. And I hope that you are there. It is on November 6th, another Friday at 10 a.m. Central. And you can join it through the FaceTime or the Facebook Live again, or you can view the recordings on my website at ournaturalwisdom.com/blog. They are all going to be loaded there for your easy access, all 3 of them. So thank you so much. I will talk to you soon. All right, have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.